Vacations. Where have you been? Where are you going? We're going to end with a monumental game. This is the way of the dork.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 46 of the Four Dorksmen podcast. I'm Nate, a.k.a. Angry Nate.
I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm Collector Clint.
And I'm Asian Tony Stark.
And this week we are joined by a very special guest, our good friend Meg. So let Meg introduce herself.
Hey guys, it's Meg. You may know me as Meg Stalker on Twitter, which is probably the most boring handle that I could possibly have. And then Mountain, yeah, that one was like, I got that back in like 2008, like way before it was cool to do cool stuff with your handles, but I'm sticking with it. It's all good.
It gets the message across.
Yeah. And then I'm Mountain Music Meg over on Instagram and Mountain Meg in Mixer and other fun spots.
There we go. I'm sure you've seen Meg around on our streams. She hangs out with us, shows lots of love and lots of support, and former Fanatic of the Week as well. So, you know, we're super happy to have her on. Just a couple of quick housekeeping things before we get too far into it. Make sure you're following us on Twitter and Instagram at @the_Dorksmen. We always love emails, but we may not always read them or answer them, but we'll definitely read them online if you do email us. So dorksmen@gmail.com.
You'll want to remember that.
Yeah. Clint, do you want to let everybody know about our contest?
Sure. So in celebration of episode 50, we are asking you to create a bingo square for us. I know, big shout out to Andrew Newbeardlin and of course Larry for the redirect for all their work on our current bingo square, but we want to know what you guys would like to see on a square. And when I say that, you can use stuff you've used before. We hope you could come up with some new ideas because I'm sure you have some wonderful ones, and you'll want to email us a copy of that at dorksmen@gmail.com. After I just got done saying that. That's where you're going to submit those. You'll need to submit those before we get to episode 50, and then we want to see you actually play it and share it on our social media channels. So again, you have a couple weeks, but be working on it, be thinking about it. Anything we can do to help. We do have a blank square available. I need to get that pulled up real quick, but I will share that here in a little bit, that you can use to either print out and write on or adjust, whatever Photoshop or whatever application you're using. But we really want to see what you guys have to do. We love the interaction and we love how you guys have taken to it, and we really want to keep that going. So more details to come, but I have a new little addition to this. We're not 100% sure which prizes are going to be for what yet. We're working on that, but everybody who enters will win something. Okay, you'll at least get a little something. So we want to show our appreciation for you guys, and especially for being our 50th episode. So please participate.
Please, it'll make Clint very sad if you don't participate.
The more people that participate, the less hair that Clint has.
What? No.
Yeah. We decided that you're gonna get a lock of Clint's hair.
Yep.
No, that's gonna deter people from playing. That's not
everyone.
happening. Unless you want some, we could talk.
I think
You can make your own chia pet.
Yeah, I think Patrick wanted
Your own
some of your
chia,
hair,
Clint.
Clint. So
Yeah.
Chia. Yes.
Yeah. So make sure you're playing along. We don't have to create it doesn't have to all be new squares the entire thing. We're not going to stop talking about Punch Out or making stupid references to.
Why are you stealing my line today?
Yeah, and Nate's not going to magically get better at math overnight.
No, I won't. Well, I might, but who knows? So, if you feel comfortable with those old squares, add some new ones, mix it up, have fun with it. We really, really enjoy seeing you guys play along and support us with that. So, yeah, definitely do that.
One of them, replace all of them. It's your call.
Whatever you feel like.
Yeah, there's no requirement on that part. So whatever you want to do, you do you.
Exactly.
Just as long as your whole card doesn't say hot dog punch out, hot dog punch out, hot dog punch out, Colorado drug joke, hot dog punch out, Colorado drug joke.
You now know somebody's going to do that.
Make it up.
That's going to be me. I'm going to make one and it's going to be that.
You can't enter.
Yeah, I'm going to wait and see what the prizes are first, and I'm like,
yeah, that's true. That's
so real quick. It is podcastbingo.com/dorksmen50. All one word is where you can find that blank bingo square.
Awesome. We'll make sure to post it on Twitter and stuff so people are aware of it. We'll probably do up a graphic, meaning I'll bug Julie to make us a graphic and then I'll send her some money for her art.
Yeet,
Thank you,
yeet,
Julie.
yeet.
There we go.
We love Julie.
We do. Julie's great. She's done so much
is
for us.
great.
All the thumbnails every week, if you guys aren't sure about, I bug Julie constantly for those, and she makes the thumbnails for us. Like, I give her some of the art, and she just goes with it, and it's brilliant, and I love it.
That's better than you bugging her for feet pics all the time.
Hey, that's MC. Don't confuse us.
So on that one,
Very odd all of a sudden.
Moving on. So let's jump into the Ask the Dorksmen questions. This week, our first question comes from Andrew New Beardland. Good bingo segue or bingo card creator. His question for us this week is, what is your favorite sport to watch live, as in person, like at the stadium or wherever, and why? So, Joey, since you are our resident sports guy, why don't you kick us off?
I've got like a bunch of different comments on this because it's, there's, okay, so are you watching it as a spectator? Are you watching it from the sideline as a coach, which I've done many a times? Or are you, watching it on the field as a player almost?
spectator for this one.
Yeah, I couldn't answer all three ways, Clint. Oh, well,
you could. I thought you were asking. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was speaking rhetorically, but that's fine.
Okay. I thought you were getting all Ryan there. You're all like breaking it down into.
I didn't say it.
No,
You said
I
it,
was
not me.
setting myself up for my answer.
Because that sounded like a response from
parts.
me.
Please continue.
Yeah.
As a spectator, definitely football. It's just the one I enjoy the most. It requires your focus if you're going to really see what's going on, because you have 22 guys on the field that are all doing different things. As far as playing, it'll always be basketball. That's always my first love. And interestingly or not, even though it was probably the sport I least liked playing growing up and the sport I still least like watching on TV, baseball, I coached 1 year to help out one of my fellow coaches who was down a coach. It was probably one of the funnest experiences coaching that I've had is coaching baseball. Just from the dugout, just, kind of the camaraderie in the dugout was a totally different experience from any sport I've ever coached before. It was very exciting and very interesting. So that's my answer, my three-way answer for Ryan.
I wrote it down. I wrote down Joey three-way. So if that turns out to be the title, then it turns out to be the title.
Joey three-way.
Is offer to have a fourth dork replaced because I'm out.
Well, Meg, what are you doing? She can join in.
Yeah.
Hey,
Talk about for the
right
future.
here.
She's already here.
Yeah, tap in.
You know what? I can quickly answer this one.
Yeah.
We're stalling. By the way, we're stalling because, of course, my dumbass forgot to get him to Meg earlier, so
Dumbass.
he will be going last. It's fair.
Dumbass.
Dingus style.
I'm
I get
fine
it.
with that.
Anyway, from a watching perspective, this one was tough, but I think I got to go basketball. I love going to the Nuggets games. They're so much fun. They do such a good job during timeouts and TV timeouts and half times and everything else. So it's just all nonstop. I know I like football. Don't get me wrong, but there's 35 seconds in between every 10-second play. So it's not the most exciting in my viewpoint, but that's me.
And speaking of viewpoint, football is a lot where you're sitting too. I mean, if you're sitting at some, good seats down low, it's a great atmosphere. But if you're way up high in the nosebleed, son, you might as well just be at home.
Mm-hmm.
Fair point. Fair point. But to I'd say basketball. Colorado also has a indoor lacrosse team, the Mammoth, and those games are actually a lot of fun to watch. They're pretty much nonstop, and they're very actually. I'm trying to think of the way to say this, at least as PC as possible, but I feel like they're very male oriented in the sense that they have a hot tub at the sideline with women in bikinis just sitting in it. I don't think there's any water in it, but there's women. And, it cracks me up because I do that. But, it's always been entertaining. They're very macho. There's the mascot does a motorcycle, but the games themselves are a lot of fun. And lacrosse is interesting to watch. I don't think everybody's really familiar with lacrosse compared to some other sports. So, one other added, since Joey did this, I forgot I have coached. I coached coached basketball for a little while with some of my niece's teams, and that was a lot of fun to coach. It was very involved, and it's not one of those where you just sit there and let them play. You coach them the whole time. That was a lot of fun. So I'll give basketball a shout out for that too.
Awesome.
There you go.
How much we'll stick with Colorado here, Meg. What do you think?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have to go football, just because I've been such a Broncos fan since I was born, basically. And having moved back here, I don't know, about 4.5 years ago, one of the things that's been pretty consistent throughout the time that I've been gone is getting out here for Broncos games. So the entire time that Peyton Manning was on the team for the last several years before he retired, my dad and I would always fly out and meet out here for at least one game a season. So I have
Nice.
a lot of nice memories tied to going Broncos games more recently as well, and then we've been going ever since moving back here as well. So I think that's a big one for me. But I think soccer, actually, MLS, like the soccer league here in the States, is also a big one for me, just because I had partial season tickets with my dad when I was in business school back in DC after moving back from the Peace Corps, where I was out of the country for a couple of years. So it was a nice way to kind of reconnect with my dad and go to games again. And the DC United were pretty good back then as well. And then the Colorado Rapids, I've been going to see their games since I was, here in college at University of Colorado. So
They have a nice,
there's,
they have
I
a nice,
think
nice stadium there.
they do. Yeah. The Dick's
Yeah.
Sporting Goods
Mhm.
park. Yeah. It's, so I think a lot for me, live sports are attached to like family and specific moments, in particular.
It's awesome. How about you, Ryan? What's out there in Hawaii?
I was gonna say, unlike Clint and Joey, I have not coached any sports, nor have I really played any sports. I'm not a big sports fan in general. But oddly enough, since we don't have any professional sports out here in Hawaii, and no Pro Bowl doesn't count, especially because we don't even have it here anymore, my parents are big sports fans. They love the University of Hawaii, pretty much everything: basketball, volleyball, football, etc. Also odd, I went to a football dynasty high school, and I still am not very into sports. So my answer, in short, I've never been to a professional sports game, period, in my adult life. The only professional game I've ever been to was I went to see the Seahawks play. Must have been about maybe 9 or 10. We were visiting my auntie that at the time was living in the Pacific Northwest. I don't remember very much about the game because I fell asleep.
Oh, right.
Well, I was a child, and I was never
Yeah,
really
you
into
were
it. So,
young.
and my dad
Fair
took
You were
me
a
to practice
child.
game.
You were in your 20s if it was 10 years ago. Or did you say when you were 10?
Nine
When I
or
was
10.
10.
He was 9 or 10.
When I was
Oh,
9
I
or
thought you were
10.
saying 9 or 10 years ago.
No.
Okay. My bad.
I know
More
I'm
leeway on
short,
that one.
Clint, but I'm not like short like a child short, okay?
You said it, not me.
Okay.
I will not take the blame for that. The Seahawks weren't that great back then, so it makes
Yeah.
sense.
No, that's true.
And you said that, not me. I'm gonna make sure that Ashley remembers you said that.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure that Ashley hears that clip
Yeah.
when she's on.
So she can throw something at you.
yeah.
But
Hey, there's been off years for other teams. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they just weren't good
Okay.
when you were young.
may I finish
Please,
now?
Nate. What's your answer?
May I finish?
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
you were
finish-
done. I'm
finish,
sorry.
Ryan. Go ahead,
No,
Ryan.
I'm just
I'll
giving you
let
crap.
finish.
Yes, I'm done. I just wanted you to shut up.
Thanks, Ryan.
Meg's like, what did I get myself into?
I love it.
no,
I
she's
love
well
it.
aware.
We're 40 some
This is
episodes
exactly
in.
what I
If you don't-
imagined
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
she knew
Like
exactly
to
what
be
she was
in
getting
here.
herself
This isn't new. We've
All right,
refined this pretty
Nathaniel.
well.
Nathaniel, what is your
Yeah.
answer?
For me, I got to go super stereotypical, and it's got to be hockey for me. Growing up in Canada, going to Canucks games when I was young, all the way until, I mean, not recently because they've sucked, and I've tried to save my money because they've sucked. They're doing pretty well until the lockout or until the COVID stuff happened. So I definitely want to get back into it and kind of in a spot where tickets are affordable again. So I would say hockey was my number one. But like Joey, like I've coached hockey before as well. So hockey is just one of those things that it's not the same watching it on TV because you don't appreciate just how fast everyone's moving on the ice. Like if you ever get a chance to watch a hockey game, I would say sit kind of as close to the rink as you can because the players are super, super fast, and it's insane to see the speed and just what they're doing. I think Andrew New Beardland, who asked the question, he can probably attest to that. I'm sure he's been to plenty of Colorado Avalanche games. He can probably speak to the same, where hockey's just not the same on TV. It's great, but it's much better in person, and especially if you're paying like $20 for a beer, there's nothing like it.
Nothing like paying $20 for a crappy beer.
Nothing like paying $15 for a hot dog and $20 for a beer.
You
That's
said
pretty much any major
you said
sporting.
two of my lines.
Yeah,
today.
that's true.
Two.
Yeah, it's true. At least I didn't force it. I worked it into.
How's those hemorrhoids feel, Nate?
Hey, it wasn't forced. It was
smooth sailing. He's got a lot of fiber in his diet, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh boy.
She came out with ease.
All right,
Yeah.
moving on.
Thank you, Andrew, for that question. I'm sure your answer is going to be hockey, but Clinton will probably hit you up on Twitter anyways and ask you what your answer is.
What if he was going to say curling? That's
He
not
might
a
have.
nice sport.
You know what they do? All the
do love
Olympic
curling.
stuff is here, and they have the
Yeah.
Olympic curling stuff here in Denver.
true.
I'd actually like to go see it and watch a curling match because I find it fascinating.
I mean, as funny
That's
as some
curling
people
is
may find it,
interesting.
and I'll be honest, the first time I saw it, I thought it was dumb as hell. But then when you start to think about the sheer skill that it takes, I'm like, that's
Oh, yeah.
impressive.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
have you seen Marge Simpson? She won it with a broken arm. She's pretty impressive.
You do realize that she's a fictional character, right, Clinton?
What?
Hate to break your heart.
I thought Marge Simpson was Clint's mom. Shout out Clint's mom. Anyways, that was fun. Anyways, moving on.
That was forced.
Our second question this week is from Ed, our good friend Ed, Butt Twisted on Twitter and pretty much everywhere else you can find him on social. If you could choose one celebrity to have dinner with, living or dead, who would you choose? So we'll go with the same order. Joey, kick us off.
I'd probably have to pick Steven Spielberg, just because he's had such a wide variety, just a very diverse resume of films that he's been part of, and that's a big part of, I guess, my life, is a lot of what he's brought to pop culture, and what he's been involved in, not just your typical pop culture like Star Wars type stuff, but all the other classics that he's part of as well, like Schindler's List, for instance. So I would just love to, just kind of sit with him and pick his brain and talk to him about some of that stuff. Plus, I'm sure he's got a lot of great stories to tell with all the, different people that he's worked with over the, last several decades. So I think that would probably be my pick of, who I want to sit down and break bread with, so to speak.
Good answer. Clint?
That's a good choice.
My answer would be Tucker Carlson, dead.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm kidding. That's from John Oliver in Last Week Tonight when he asked that question. I thought that was a wonderful response. Anyway, my real answer is going to be Dave Grohl, the Foo Fighters. I think I just love to know anything and everything he would be willing to share. I know he's a cool dude. I have friends that have gone to barbecues with him, which I'm insanely jealous about. He's played breweries here in Colorado and their garage. I want to talk about that, but everything from his career from the beginning to the end to everything in between, his Sonic Highways travel or, playing the devil in the Tenacious D movie. He has so many things I want to talk to him about that I would love to hear about. And I'd let him lead the conversation. And he does it in his concerts already, but one-on-one would be just incredible. So Dave Grohl, if you're listening, hit me up.
Yeah. If you're a fan of the Four Dorksmen, Clint would like to sit down and eat dinner.
He's all about independent and everything. So I wouldn't be shocked. And as I'm saying this, I'm reminded that he was just on Sesame Street rocking out with Elmo and Big Bird, and it was very entertaining.
I'm gonna add a caveat to this, just kind of last second. Where would you want to go eat with him?
That's a great. It depends where we were. If we were in Colorado, I think I would actually have. So Meg, I was gonna say Cherry Cricket because their burgers are amazing.
Yeah, it's the best.
But I don't know if that atmosphere is like the best to just hang out and chat. So
Have like a quiet conversation.
yeah, like with sports all in the background and kids screaming everywhere. So
Yeah.
it might not be the best one, but that's a good question, Joey, that you kind of surprised me with. And by kind, I mean extensively surprised me with.
I like it.
Good.
Now you know how we feel each week when we're like, hey, Clint, are the questions ready for recording? And you're like, oh, hold on.
Oh, wait, you put me on the spot. Oh, no.
The
That's
tables
totally
have
fair,
turned.
actually. That's totally fair. I can't even
come back
argue
to
with
you,
that if
Clint.
I wanted to. No. I'll give it a quick answer here.
Okay.
I think it has to be someplace like a local place, though, that did burgers and beers and just hung out and chat. Go to a local brewery. Go to maybe Nighthawk. Get some pizza over there. Play some
Nighthawk's
pinball.
great.
See, Meg knows what I'm talking about.
Just down
there
the
you
street
go.
from me. Love that
There you
place.
go. All right, that's my
I
answer.
feel left out of this conversation. Like, I don't know what Nighthawk is.
Yeah,
So, tell you what, if any of
be
you
a
guys make it out to
Colorado
Colorado, Meg and I will take
Yeah,
you.
come visit. That'll be our first spot.
Sounds good.
awesome.
Love it.
Meg,
right.
who would you pick?
That's me, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry, meh. Who would you
Meh.
pick?
meh,
Meh.
the
Meh.
Meg, the Meg. Um, so in Pride Month fashion, I was thinking about this for a little while. I'd probably pick Ellen DeGeneres,
Mm.
just
New
because
Orleans girl.
she's a good New Orleans girl. I love New Orleans. But she's had a big impact on my life personally. Just in terms of like the time period in my life when I was coming out back in '96. I came out about 6 months before she did, and having her come out at that time before it was, something that was popular to do, and it took a lot of courage. I'd love to kind of talk through what that was like for her. I've seen interviews and things like that, but I'd love to hear it from her. And I think she's done so much, just for so many people outside of LGBTQ or anything else. Just she has changed so many people's lives for the better. And so I would just love to talk to her about kind of how she's gone about her life, and try to honestly learn from her in a conversation, because I think she's a good person. And that's, in terms of where we would go, I was thinking, Clint, you got me thinking about Denver locations. I'd probably maybe pack like a picnic lunch from someplace tasty and go to like Cheeseman Park and just sit out in the
Cheeseman's
sunshine, because
perfect.
normally around this time of year we'd be gathering around Cheeseman Park for Denver Pride. And so that seemed appropriate, is to get out in the open air, kind of away from people in the current situation we're in, and just camp out and have a little picnic and have a chat.
What's that? I'm trying to think. There's that marketplace that's semi close to there where you could just pick up kind of whatever you want. That'd be perfect. That's a good call.
Yeah, or like grab something from Zeppelin Station.
Oh yes,
it has all
Zeppelin.
those different spots, something like that. I think that'd be great. Just a little bag lunches.
Y'all are making me jealous and homesick with all the different places y'all are talking about eating, because that's the biggest thing I miss from living back in New Orleans. You could go to a different place to eat every day of the year, and every meal would be delicious. And there's like jack squat around here. You want Burger King or Wendy's or Chili's? That's basically your choices around here.
Yeah,
there's a lot of chains in Colorado though, so that's why we really have to embrace the local places, because Colorado's very chainy.
The locals are usually the best places to go, especially in New Orleans.
You got it. All right. Anyway,
how about you, Ryan?
Is it?
I mean, we know your answer, so tell us where you would take Robert Downey Jr.
Okay, I'm going to answer for him. Robert Downey Jr. and some spam musubi.
I was actually going to change up your question a little, Joey. I was actually going to phrase it in such a way where I would not take Robert Downey Jr. And for anybody that knows his life story and knows what Burger King and cheeseburgers have in relation to his life, it's a very powerful story. And I'll try to summarize it the best I can. But first, obviously, my answer would be Robert Downey Jr., because I'd like to hear about his life stories. Everybody knows he's had a very public, troubled life, right? And he's been able to turn it around and become one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood, and also a very good humanitarian in general as well. So with the synopsis here, as far as the cheeseburgers, I don't remember what year this was, but he was driving around in his Porsche. He had a loaded handgun and several types of drugs on him. He went to Burger King. He bought a Whopper, I'm assuming. And through consuming it, he got so disgusted that it drove him to the point to turn his life around. I've heard that he threw the drugs in the ocean, and he might have done the same thing with the handgun. I don't know fact or not with that part. But just the disgust of that burger made him turn his life around. So I'd like to know about what he was thinking at that moment, what made him really realize that he was really screwing up, and how did he just be the straight arrow that he is since then.
It's an interesting story, and thank you for getting super deep on us. And but no, that's
so
good.
you're not taking him for burgers. You're not taking him for burgers.
I would not take him to burgers.
Yeah, you would not take him. Yeah,
I would not.
Where would you take him?
Yeah, where would you take him?
What's the opposite of a burger?
Long John Silver.
No, I would probably take him, since you two are mentioning local places in Colorado. I'd probably take him for a plate lunch here somewhere, like Rainbow Drive-In.
Something local.
Yeah, and real quick, I've spoke about plate lunches before. It comes in like a pie box, and it's just basically some sort of dish. Typically, like I'll go have their boneless chicken there, so it's breaded, pan fried, brown gravy. And they typically serve plate lunches out here with 2 scoops of rice and 1 scoop of macaroni salad. That's just the way we do it out here in Hawaii. So I would take him somewhere local.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's awesome. For me, see, I have a few people in mind, but I think, perfectly honest, given just kind of how this year's gone and just kind of how insane everything has been around the world, I think if I had to choose someone right now at the top of my list of who I would sit down and have a meal with, it would probably be President Obama. Like, I think it would be just, he did something incredible for 8 years, and just his whole story and just his life and his experience and stuff, I think would be really nice to hear, and just to see his perspective on everything and kind of just see how a leader would have reacted in this time. And that's really the long and short of it. There's nothing spiritual about it, or there's nothing like, I'm not like a fanboy or anything. It's just, I want to hear what, I would want to hear what he would have to say and what his experiences were throughout his time.
And so you guys made fun of me for making it serious and leave it to
I
the
was about to say,
Canadian
just
to
double
say
down on
an
what
American
Ryan
president.
did.
Hey, if he went that way, if he wants someone, if he did something fun, I'd be like, okay, I'd pick someone else. But
I see your seriousness, and I raise you 3+ points political awareness.
yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for smashing my answer, Hulk.
But I honestly, there would be nowhere that I would want to take him in Vancouver. Like, there's no, like, there would be no restaurant off the top of my head that would be like, that would be fit for a president.
You know
of
what?
his
I think
stature.
Obama's so cool. You could probably take him to Red Robin and just get some
Oh, for
bottomless
sure.
steak
Yeah,
fries, and he'd be perfectly cool
He'd
with
be
that.
perfectly happy with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a
I can
good
speak
point.
a little bit to that, Nate, obviously, because, I'm from his home state. Anytime that he comes home to visit, typically for the holidays or Christmas time, he's very commonly seen, even to this day, at local eateries, like hole-in-the-wall places. So he's not that kind of like, well, we call them like high maka. That's like the local terminology. We refer to people as like, snotty-nosed and whatever, high-nosed. Yeah,
Right.
he's a local guy.
Just a regular guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
yeah,
I would
think
say
that's-
take
yeah.
him to have like poutine or something at your favorite
Oh, yeah,
place.
there you go.
I think
Yep.
that would work.
There you go. Perfect. That's what we'll do. President Obama, if you are listening to the Four Dorksmen podcast,
Uncle Barry.
please come to Vancouver, and I would happily take you for poutine.
Uncle Barry.
Well, I also know he
He's
likes
one
Mexican food, because in my hometown he showed up to a local Mexican food
true.
restaurant and they made
Oh,
a big
nice.
deal of it, and it's called
Not Casa Bonita, but another
No,
one.
Casa
Yes.
Bonita is not considered local. It's yeah, but it's yeah, good stuff for sure.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thank you, Ed, for that question. We'd love to hear your response and who you would like to take for dinner, celebrity, and where would you take them? So please let us know. We love hearing everyone's answers, whether it be via Twitter, maybe not on email because we don't read it, but definitely on Twitter. So we have Meg here with us today, and we're just going to be talking about vacations. It's something that we kind of had planned for the summer, and we're getting to the summertime. Not necessarily summer vacations, but I think just vacations in general. I think we could all use a vacation at this point.
Amen.
From this year.
Staycation.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I think like that's just the perfect time to kind of reminisce and kind of talk about places we'd like to go, places that we've been, any suggestions for places to go once we can finally leave our houses, things like that. So we'll just throw it open and just kind of go
Real
with
quick before that, all I can think
Yeah.
about when you start talking about vacation is that Lindsey Buckingham song that's always on those National Lampoon vacation movies. Holiday Road. That one, So
Stop
Sings poorly.
singing.
gotta do
Another
that just to
thing
make
to
you guys
wear.
happy. But actually, that I'm actually not lying. That's what I keep thinking of every time you say vacation. I think of Lindsey Buckingham. So
Well, thank you, Clint.
yeah,
you for
thought I'd share that for you. So, well, I was supposed to go to Hawaii for the first time in July. That's
Yeah.
been canceled.
Oh, is it official now?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, it's
Okay.
official. But there's already a rumor that we're coming in 2021, so don't get too comfortable. I'm planning on still coming at some point.
Well, off subject a little bit, but I did tell Bentley and Chris that you were supposed to be coming out next month. I still thought that you may. And I
Yeah.
told them, well, he's supposed to be going to Maui, so if you guys want to come along, I'm planning to hop a plane for the
nice.
day if he comes out. So
Well, we
You
can
let
make.
me
Well, we
know.
got a year now.
Yeah,
we got a
you
year
let
and
me
we'll make it
know.
happen. Yeah, I'll have a car. Not that I can drive to Island. Well, I guess I
Yeah.
could. Anyway, regardless, that was going to be my vacation this year besides cons, and very disappointing, but obviously for the right reasons. But something I was looking forward to, especially how much Ryan talks it up on this thing. It sounds great. That and 50 First Dates made me really want to go.
Maui is a lot more laid back than coming to Honolulu.
Oh, I'm sure.
I
I'm sure.
typically,
Well,
when people ask me, they ask if I'm coming to Hawaii for the first time, where should I go? I tell them, go to Maui, because it's a good bridge of current local stuff and classic Hawaii. You can have both on the island. I mean, granted, you can have it here on Oahu as well, but it's like if you go to Las Vegas and you've only been to the Strip, there's a lot more to Las Vegas than just the Las Vegas Strip. You know, there's the lake and everything else. There's a lot of beautiful things. But if you come to Honolulu and you only see the Waikiki Strip, that's not very representative of our state or the island. So.
You know, I'm very interested to hear from Ryan as far as where his favorite vacation destination is, since he lives in one of everybody else's probably either favorite vacation destination they've been to or, you know, bucket list place that they want to go to. So I'm very interested to see where the Hawaii local actually likes going.
I can go next.
Yeah, that was the segue. That was the segue for you. But you know what?
Gotcha. Sorry.
We'll just be more blunt. Ryan, you are next.
Yeah,
Please
Ryan's
tell us
slow
your favorite
today.
vacation spot.
hurry up.
We were supposed to go to Japan for the honeymoon, of course. You know, we talked about that. That kind of just went on the toilet. My bucket list place is going to Europe, and in specific, I'd love to go to Italy, and I'd love to have legit Italian food.
Nice. That's a good segue. Maybe we should do bucket list with like one bucket list place we all have. But I think that's a wonderful choice. Is it just the food, or is there anything else you'd want to see there?
Well, Italy definitely for the food, but I'd love to go to France for all the culture and the museums and everything.
Sure.
The other place, sorry, go ahead, Joy.
I was just going to say, I think the good thing about a European vacation is that it's so well connected and easy to get from place to place as far as transportation. I think it's easy if you have the money for it, I guess I should say, to see a lot of the main European countries all in one fell swoop. If you can, get there, you might as well hit all of them.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't remember where I was going with my response, so carry on.
Well, I mean, I hear you. The Louvre would be sweet. Seeing the Arc de Triomphe, seeing I don't know what even Notre Dame's looking like right now, but there'd be some cool stuff in France.
I remember what I was going to
stuff,
say.
yeah.
Domestically here in the U.S., my bucket list would be going to Washington, D.C., because for the same reasons, I'd like to see all the museums.
Sure.
Yeah, I've been twice, and trust me, it's definitely worth the trip. It's a wonderful place, full of history and full of great sights to see, and it gives you a better appreciation too. I think of what this country's about, and what ideals it was founded on, and also you get an idea of the mistakes that have been made, and how we've learned and grown and still have room to grow from a lot of them. It's a great place. I can't recommend it enough. I'm kind of disappointed that my family hasn't had a chance to go together. The two times I went were both in school. I went 8th grade year and senior year. My son, he actually got to go on a class trip, and unfortunately, we're the only two in the family that's been. And I don't know if we're going to get that family vacation to DC, but I would recommend it highly to anybody that is thinking about going to definitely go.
Yeah, I grew up actually outside of DC in Maryland. So I was in Colorado until I was 4. And then we'd kind of spend summers out here, which is a lot of my best memories is being out here in Colorado. But I think one of the best things about DC is that you do get a lot of friends and family who come visit. And that's the way I most often saw the Smithsonian and the Washington Monument and all the memorials to all the different presidents and stuff was through the visitors coming in. It's one of those things when it's always there, you don't necessarily think to go there yourself.
Sure.
But when you have visitors come in, it's so nice to see it through their eyes and remember that you're living right next door to such a historic spot, as it goes with U.S. history, at least.
Nice. Meg, where's your bucket list? Where would you go?
My bucket list is probably the combination of Australia and New Zealand. It's one of those places I wanted to get to before having kids, but it just didn't kind of pan out that way. I've gotten to see a lot of other amazing places, like the Galapagos and, the European tour and stuff like that. But I've never quite made it to Australia. I got to Singapore, which is at least in like the right, hemisphere of the eastern side of the world. Mm-hmm. But I've always wanted to just see the expanse and the beauty of New Zealand, and also just get the chance to wander around the different spots in Australia and experience, such a different spot in the world. It's just so far away from anything I've ever been to or experienced. And so that's definitely on my bucket list. Maybe when the kids are older and we can make a longer trip like that, that'll be something we can do.
You just want to go because you're such a big Lords of the Ring fan, right? That's really what it is.
I mean, I wasn't gonna go there necessarily, but yes, that's one of the New Zealand spots. Is seeing like the expansive rolling hills and like pretending I'm a hobbit, making the trek to Mordor. So that'd be cool too. But it's a great spot. I'd love to go there.
It's a good answer.
So is that something that's like changed your vacation, Meg? Like just because with the kids, like do you guys just have to constantly plan to think ahead where the kids want to go and like kind of cater to them a bit more as they're growing?
Yeah, I mean, to go back to what Clint was talking about, trips that we would have taken this year, had things been a little different. We were going to try to take them to their first trip to Disneyland actually this year. And maybe tack on like a Hollywood, like an Hollywood Funko stop and some other things on the way, just because they honestly are already Funko fans because of me. So we were going to try to put together a nice little like Anaheim, LA kind of a trip. Unfortunately, that obviously didn't pan out the way we quite wanted to. But that's one of the spots. I think for the next few years, a lot of the places that we'll probably end up going will be kid oriented. Just by their nature. And the nice thing about this area out here in the kind of Southwest is there are a lot of cool things you can drive to also. So the thing my family does every summer that probably won't happen this year, but happens every other year is we all meet up in Aspen, kind of up in the mountains, up in the Rocky Mountains, which is right near actually Maroon Bells, which is kind of the mountainous range you see in kind of every Colorado photo.
Picture.
So look up Maroon Bells. It's beautiful. I'm looking at a picture of it on my wall right now. But that's nice. Ever since moving back here, we've been able to drive to that family reunion versus having to get on a couple planes or things like that. So
you're talking about in the summer, right? I'm sorry, in the summer.
Yes. Okay. So this is summer vacations. Exactly.
So you guys know it's this. Go ahead. It's a great. Sorry to keep interrupting you. I don't mean to. Yes, it's very rude. Please continue, Meg.
That's fine.
Zip.
We've been. Is it? Huh? So we've been going there actually since before I was born. My dad's been running medical conferences out in Aspen for a couple of weeks every summer. And so all of us would get together there, and it's just a really lovely, walkable town. It's gotten like a little bit hoity-toity over the last maybe 10 years or so, I would say. So we start venturing out places like Basalt and Snowmass and some others. But back, especially when I was growing up as a kid, going out there, I remember, being able to go hiking. We go whitewater rafting every year, and it was just like everything was just really approachable and easy and walkable and manageable. So even as a kid, I would be able to just go wander around and have friends come up and visit, and we'd have such a good time. And my brothers were older, so I got to hang out a lot with them, even when they were in college and stuff. When I was still, kind of in middle school. So I just have a lot of happy memories and gorgeous weather. I mean, it's beautiful there at this time of year, especially. So that is some of my best memories are there. And I look forward to some of my kids' best memories being there as we continue to do that as a family.
Wow. For you guys know, it's a 4-hour drive from where we are to Aspen. So it's not like we can just walk there. It takes
not just down the street.
Yeah. So no, it's not.
Around the corner.
Yeah. Just take the bus just around the corner.
Or you can be like Lloyd Christmas and ride a moped.
Yeah, exactly. Just all the way. But we do actually, we have a family cabin that's up, that's only about an hour and a half from here, actually, an hour and a half from Denver. So we do a couple of weeks in Aspen, and then we'd have another week at our family's cabin. And that one we can kind of hop to, for a day trip or a weekend trip now. So that was, even when I was living out on the East Coast, Colorado was still like a very deep part of my soul because we'd spend summers out here, and it was really ingrained. All the fun memories that I have from growing up are often tied to the summer and being out here again.
So the moral of the story is Colorado's awesome. Come visit us.
You say that,
awesome.
and
don't live here, but come visit.
That's one of the I have too many places on my bucket list, but going skiing, because I've never been skiing before, but going skiing in Colorado is one of those. I almost went my senior year of college on a trip sponsored through the college. I think we were supposed to be going to Colorado Springs, and a couple of things happened, including my dad getting sick, but we didn't get a chance to go. But that's still somewhere I definitely want to go. And it's weird because when I was thinking about bucket list places for here, because I'm like Ryan, if we're talking about outside of the country, I want to go like on a European tour. But I'm not a beach person. at all. Like I can't stand going to the beach for more than a day, but yet I'm dying to go to Hawaii one day just to take in just everything that there is about Hawaii, all the culture and all the sights. It's not even so much about the beach part of Hawaii to me. It's just about all the other things that go along with that state that I'd love to get a chance to go see one day.
We've talked about it before, Joey. You do realize that I'm born and raised here, and I don't like going to the beach, right?
Yeah.
So I don't like that stereotypical answer where people are like, oh, so you must like surf a lot. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I don't like the sand in my I was gonna say slippers. Not everybody knows what they're called. Flip flops or
Not
whatever.
where I
Yeah,
thought you were
where it
going
was.
with where you didn't want sand at.
Sand in my shorts. There you go. I don't want that either.
There you go.
No, but
So,
I mean,
yeah.
there's so much more to Hawaii than just the beach. Just like we said,
There's
right?
volcanoes, right? There's volcanoes and
Yes, Nathan.
things like that.
Spam.
I guess that's the thing too, is like everyone thinks when I guess growing up for me, when anyone said vacation, it was always, for some reason, it felt like you had to go to Hawaii. Like every time I asked my cousins or like my uncles or my aunts, like, what are you doing for vacation? Oh, we're going to Hawaii. So growing up, I thought like Hawaii was like the only vacation spot. And I hate and I don't like the beach. I don't like the sun. Like the sun is okay, but like I don't want to sit
All
out in the
nerds,
sun
it makes
and do
sense.
nothing. Right? So that was just one of the weirdest things to me. And I was like, and I was getting older, I was like, wait a second, there's all these other amazing places in the world that I could go to that are not the beach. Sign me up for all those places.
Right.
You know, go ahead.
Yeah. For me, like I think for a bucket list for me, it would have to be Europe. Like I would love to just spend like a month just going around Europe and just eating and seeing the history. That's easily my number one. Like I've been to a lot of places in the States. Been to a lot of states. Like when I was growing up, my parents took me on a lot of we went on a lot of bus tours. So we weren't like, my parents, weren't the wealthiest. We weren't the wealthiest family growing up, but doing the bus tours and stuff was affordable. It was an affordable way for us to travel and to see a lot of places where we would go down like we'd see the Grand Canyon. We go through like Arizona. We go through all those places. And, it was a lot of fun. We stayed at like, I didn't know that staying in a motel nowadays would be like super sleazy and weird, but growing up, it was comfortable enough, and I enjoyed it, and I have a lot of memories with my family doing those things. So, yeah, I was very fortunate as a kid being able to kind of travel and see a lot of those things. I can't really pinpoint a favorite childhood vacation, I don't think, but I definitely do have some really, really good memories from traveling with my parents when I was a kid.
Well, when Meg was talking about going originally to maybe do Funko Hollywood, it reminded me that our original plans this year was to go back to Seattle because that was our probably favorite family vacation. For sure, it's my favorite family vacation that the four of us have taken together, was to go to Seattle to visit my wife's family out there. And that was the original plan, was to go back, see her family again, and make a trip to headquarters. And then, of course, the pandemic hit and some things changed. And unfortunately, that's not in the cards. Hoping for it to be again in a couple of years. But I can go to Disney every year. Like, not everybody's like that. Not everybody can do Disney every year. But if I could afford it, which I can't, but if I could afford it, I would go to Disney every year. And I might switch it up because there's like, I don't know if people realize, but there's like 12 Disney parks across the world. So I could go to a different one every year and then start back around again when we get back to that point. But Disney's always
go to
the top
Paris,
place.
And there's Disneyland Paris there. So you killed two birds with one
Disneyland
stone.
Paris is a lot of fun.
That's right.
It's not actually in Paris. It's like 45 minutes from Paris, but it's delightful. And the lines are usually pretty short.
It's funny that you say that, Meg. I learned in my research for my trip, which didn't happen, to Japan, that Tokyo Disneyland is not really technically in Tokyo. So I guess to the same respect of what you're saying about Disneyland Paris.
Well, and it's
That's
like
a
Disney
geography
World.
fact
Everybody
for
just
you,
says,
Clint, okay?
Everybody says Orlando, but it's not actually in Orlando. Disney World's, I think, technically in Kissimmee.
Wherever that is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
sure.
but so you say that, and I'm like, where is that? Orlando.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a?
Yeah, we went to Disney every winter. I would go there every year too.
That is the one thing. That's the one thing that still on my bucket list to go do is to hit Disney and during the holidays one year. Just kind of see. We're talking about going back next year because it might be like our last big family vacation because my son's graduating high school next year. But I would love to go during the holidays one year and just kind of see how it's all decked out for Christmas.
It's crazy because you guys. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, there's just so many places to go see that I can't just keep going to Disney over and over again. You know, especially the same park. I have family, I'm sure that don't listen to this, that go every year, and I'm like, guys, like I understand it's fun, but there's so many other places to see, there's so many other things to learn, there's so many other things to do. Stop it. You know, like Disneyland doesn't change that much.
Find something new.
Yeah.
Well, when our family went the last time, like now I went a couple of years ago on a school trip, but neither of my kids came with me. But the last time my kids went, my daughter was like 3, so my son was about 7. So my daughter definitely doesn't have any memories left of it, and my son vaguely remembers things. So we got to go that one last time, I think.
Oh, I agree, and I'm not saying don't go more than once. I just hate that some people go every year when there's so many. I mean, because it is so expensive to go. There's so many better things you could do more. I mean, you could be amusement parks. There's so many great amusement parks out there in theory. Whenever we get to go back, but it always drove me. This is total pet peeve of mine. I really have no say in what anybody does with their money and their time. But I always get annoyed. I'm like, you could be like, I've never seen the Grand Canyon. I want to go to the Grand Canyon.
It's great. It's really cool.
Yeah, and I would rather go to the Grand Canyon than go to Disneyland again. Now, if I was going the previous year, I haven't been since I was 12, so I can't sit there and say that. But if I went last year, I would be all, we got to go again next year. Even if Ava begged me, I couldn't do it. Not to her, Anyway, sorry. I'll get on my soapbox now.
Yeah, I was going to say Clint because...
So, long story short, Clint hates Disney World.
I didn't say that. I've never been to Disney World either, so I can't even say that.
Ever.
But
people would probably say the same thing about us and all the toys that we buy. Like,
you're
do you really
right.
need another one of those? Like, my mom always tells me that. Do you really need another one of those? I'm like, Mom, it's different. And I show her. She's like...
Ryan, that's why Ryan wears a hat. He's pulling his hair. Mom, listen, okay, this is Chet, but this is the San Diego
I'm
Chet.
Losing. Look at how bad it is. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I didn't mean to bring
You're
that
giving
up.
me a complex, man. I know I'm losing my hair, but gee.
I'm gonna just keep going. Joey, do you have an international location you really want to go to?
Yeah, just like everybody else, just a European vacation. Just kind of hit, France and Italy and Great Britain, just hit all those and, see all the stuff that you've read about or seen in documentaries or, seen videos, in school and history class and actually get to see a lot of that stuff in person. Sure. I think that's probably one of those things that, once the kids are grown and on their own, that maybe me and my wife can do it. We've got a relative that did a bunch of those, and they do like these riverboat cruises.
Oh, sure.
To where it's like a smaller cruise ship, right? But it, goes along, the different, famous European rivers. And I would love to do something like that because it was my wife's aunt that was going on them. And one of the places that they used, instead of every night you go into like a local restaurant, they would hook you up with different local families to where you would actually go have a meal prepared by, an actual Sicilian lady or, an actual, Parisian grandmother or something like that. I always thought that was pretty neat. I would love to do something like that.
Yeah, I can.
And folks have done several of those, and they're like, they've traveled a ton of places, but like, of all their trips, some of those I think were the most memorable for them because you get that little bit more intimate experience than like the giant, ship.
Yeah, you're treated like a local.
I definitely
right?
would love to try that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. They sold me on it, and then I heard the price, and I was like, okay, I'm not sold just yet on this.
Let me go sell my kidney first, okay?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, seriously.
A lobe of my liver.
Have any of you guys been on a cruise, like an actual cruise ship?
I was wondering if someone was going to bring that up. I've done it once.
Yeah.
I went on a singles cruise once.
Ooh, whoa!
Was
That's
that
Dorksmen After Dark.
Right?
That was last year you went on that one, Clint?
No, it was not last year. It was the year I met my wife, though. It was after I met my
You
wife.
met her on the cruise.
No, I did not. No.
We're gonna tell from now.
I was the only one who was like west of the Mississippi on the cruise. People thought I was very weird because I wasn't from New York or New Jersey, but it was a fun experience. But I'm not a big cruise ship fan, to be honest. You know, there's only so much you can do on a big giant ship. You know, I only have so much money I can gamble. There's only so many. Like the dinners are good that they're made, but you know, that's all day, and you know, there's only so many burgers you can eat at their bar and drinks you can. You know, I don't like being stuck. I mean,
Right.
to me,
I think
unless
it
you
depends on
like
the place.
Yeah, unless you like the port of calls that they're going to, I'd much rather just go
that's a
back to
big part,
Vegas.
yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
that's basically what the cruise ships are, is a
You're
floating
right.
Vegas.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
I mean, I've been on several cruises actually, just as that's something my family did also when I was growing up, and things like the Caribbean. Like we've done a few of those, and honestly, like you said, it kind of gets old, some of the same stops and stuff. But a couple of the ones like Alaska, that was amazing.
Alaska
Right?
That is
Because
one I
they
would
had
want to do.
helicopter
Yeah.
trips up to the glacier, and you know, hikes, and you know, the ports of call are just amazing, and the people there are incredible. So I think that's one. And then one was in the Galapagos, which is just like its own whole world, right? Because all of the like nature and animals and everything there are completely protected. So the experience you have there, you're like stepping over, you know, seals and blue-footed booby birds, and there's like
Get out of the
penguins
way.
swimming with you in the water, and it's very cool. So I think
That
a
sounds
lot
rad.
of it's about the ports of call. You know, like Joey said, it's about what
Yeah.
you get to do outside the boat. That's much more interesting.
We've talked about the Alaskan cruise because I'm the only one of the family that's actually been to Alaska. I went one time in college, and it was spectacular. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Alaska's really cool.
Just being out
Literally
there. So I
cool.
would love to go back.
My
Yes,
parents.
yes, it was very cold. July,
Right.
and the high was 56 in July.
Is that when the sun
Yes,
never went
you
down either? It
bundle
was
up.
just sunny the whole
I
day.
think it was. We were there in July, and I want to say it was down around 11 something at night, and maybe up by 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
So we were. It wasn't total daylight, just about like day long, but it was pretty close. You had maybe 3 or 4 hours of darkness, but they had very thick curtains at the hotel.
They have to, yeah, right. Those cruise ships are equipped with that for sure. I have to laugh. My parents went on one, and they always tell the story about, you know, the first day they were there, they saw whales, and it was so cool. But by the end, they're like, the captain would come on the loudspeaker saying, "There's the whales," and they're like, "Well, they doing something good? Are they like juggling? Are they
doing some tricks?
Are they singing? Like,
Yeah.
is there a reason
they
I should
just
get
the
up at this
same
point?"
whales?
Yeah,
Are they
yeah.
We're doing
Snacks.
impersonations.
No.
I mean, I've seen them already. Why do I want to see them? You know,
Are
so
they
much-
juggling?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I have heard great things about the Alaskan. Yeah, but we did the Caribbean, and you know, there's some cool parts of it, but this cruise ship itself just didn't wow me.
I think like nowadays it's. I mean, when I went on the cruise ship when I was younger, it was really cool as when I was like a teenager, because it was like, whoa, there's like food all the time. There's all these activities, like, you know, and then like. I think it was just kind of a different world, but then like even now, like just seeing some of the cruise ships nowadays, it's like it is literally like Joey said, it's literally Vegas on a boat. Like there's
They're like
casinos,
floating
there's
cities.
yeah,
It's
there's
crazy.
malls, there's actual movie theaters. Like it's
Yep.
literally that, and like it sounds really really great, but you're still stuck on a boat for like 2 weeks. So
Yep.
is it really that great? I mean, I probably would go again, maybe.
If somebody else
depending
paid for it, I might
depending where
be
you go.
okay with it.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah, that's
only
true.
one I would want is either the Alaskan one or the European river
The
cruises.
riverboat, yeah.
I am not
Yeah.
interested in any Caribbean cruise.
Yeah, I get it.
Anti sun vacation.
Anti-beach.
Yeah, I guess you guys
Anti-beach
aren't coming
vacation.
here then if you're anti-sun.
Well, you'd help us out, tell us where to avoid, and you know where to go, and where the good Wi-Fi
shade.
is.
Right spots.
Where's the good
Good
shade
Wi-Fi
at?
is.
Where's the good shade at? Yeah.
Shade.
Where's the good restaurants with good aircon?
It always makes me laugh. Like there are some people in this world that think we're like super uncivilized here, and they think we live in like grass shacks. I'm like, yeah, you do realize that Honolulu is a metropolis, right? It's almost
Right.
like
Right.
in, you know me, right? I've got to tie it back to some sort of like Marvel movie in Doctor Strange, when he goes, Shambhala, what is this? Some sort of like chakra? He's like, no, that's the Wi-Fi password. We're not savages.
Yes.
It's like I mean, as a little segue too, it's just like sorry, it's not a segue, but a side note is like people literally think that you come to Canada and you're staying in an igloo. And it's like no.
Right. It's the same thing.
It does not that's
where's
not
your
it.
coconut tree? I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it's in the backyard.
Well,
Hello.
doesn't Alberta Edmonton still have the largest mall in the world? It's still bigger than the Minnesota one.
I want to say it is, but I thought the Mall Americas was bigger, but it's ridiculous. It's
Yeah, they're both
stupid.
ridiculous. Yes, but I honestly think that one is bigger still, if I remember right.
Yeah.
But
I think
anyway.
maybe square footage it might be bigger, but
Yeah.
like they have a theme park in there. They got
I've been
roller
to the theme
coaster
park in there. Yeah,
inside
it's
a
nuts.
theme park inside a mall.
Yeah, the one in Minnesota, the Mall of America, has a mini theme park inside of it too.
We have the
They
They have
biggest
a water
outdoor
park
mall
at the Edmonton one too.
in Hawaii. We have the biggest outdoor mall in the world. Or so I've
Which
heard.
island is it?
It's on my island.
The whole island?
The whole island is a mall.
That's
Do you guys sell
just-
coconuts and pineapples? Is that it?
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Brian's just shaking your head. You can't see it.
I will
Listen.
say, some of my most fun vacations with my family have been have been Canada. We loved Victoria and checking out BC. Loved Banff. Banff was really cool. Nate, you might hate me after I say this, but I like Quebec even. I
like Montreal.
Okay, fair enough.
Montreal, which is in Quebec for you non-Canadian folks. Montreal is fantastic. I love Montreal. I've been there a couple of times, and the history there, the food, like even the people are wonderful, wonderful.
I'm getting sad again because also part of our Seattle trip, we were supposed to go up to Vancouver for the day to meet up with Nate and see Canada.
I love
So
Vancouver.
thanks, Clint.
Yeah.
I had just finally gotten over our canceled Seattle trip, and you brought it back up. Jeez.
Now he's crying. Someone please console Joey.
What's funny is he's so tall.
Consoled.
His tears never hit the ground; they evaporate before they get there.
That's right.
You're not that funny, Clint.
Nate laughed.
You're not that funny.
I laugh because it's awkward if it's just silence.
There you
It's a
go.
pity laugh. All right, fair enough.
That wasn't actually Nate. That was a sound effect.
Yeah, we got the sound box. We got Damien's soundboard. We're just playing around with it.
Nice. Shout out to Geek Together.
So once this pandemic thing is all over, where would you like to go first? I mean,
We're actually going somewhere this summer, surprisingly.
Yeah.
But we're splitting up. Like my wife and my daughter were adamant about going to the beach, and my son and I were like, nope, we don't want to. So they had the opportunity to go with somebody that had a condo and empty spot. So they're going their own way, and my son and I are going next month to Oklahoma to go to like a national park type deal, and we're going to probably do some hiking and zip lining and stuff like that. But
nice.
Yeah, the plan next summer for a full vacation is to go to Disney World, with probably Seattle being the backup plan if something falls through with Disney.
That's cool.
Nice.
What you, Clint?
That's a good question. Because I mean, obviously kids slow you down, which is fine. I'm not complaining about that, but
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
All right.
I thought you were going to Hawaii.
Just a little.
I thought you were going to Hawaii.
Well, we also going to Hawaii. I was actually trying to think of someplace just closer to go to. I know Meg talked about her cabin, hour and a half away, which I'm guessing is Dillon-ish.
It's actually northwest, so Estes Park.
Oh, Estes Park. Okay, great. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind. I know my wife likes to do that. We've
great
done
spot.
a couple different places. Maybe we go check out just a mountain town for a few days. Like Grand Lake is a place here that my parents really like. I wouldn't mind checking out. See, Meg knows what I'm talking about.
They have great brunch, breakfast brunch at the Grand Lake Lodge. If you do that,
And they have really shitty pizza at the bowling alley.
I plan my trips around food. If you could
Smart, yeah, smart.
Perfect. The
I
best
actually,
way to do it.
it's funny. One thing when you're thinking of, I wouldn't mind just going back to my alma mater at CSU in Fort Collins and spending the day or spending a few days and just checking out Horsetooth Reservoir or, doing the
Wearing a New
rides.
Belgium shirt right now.
I was gonna say,
by the
do
way.
our brew ride to all the
folks who
different
can't
breweries
hear me.
there. You
So
love
good.
walking around. In Fort Collins, it seems like you can't go 10 feet without wandering into a brewery. So it's a nice place. So I guess it's my answer.
How about you, Meg? Where would you like to take the kids once this is all over?
Yeah, I mean, if we're getting on a plane, I probably would like to make that Disneyland trip happen because my daughter asks about it. She's almost 5 now. Her birthday's next month, and she literally asks like every week if this is the week that we have to go to Disneyland because she's so excited about meeting both the princesses and the Marvel superheroes, which means I'm doing a good job, hopefully.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, way to go.
If we're going in a car, we've been talking about going to Santa Fe. That's about a 6-hour drive from here. And it's beautiful there. I've been there. My dad and I actually took a bunch of road trips, Nate, when you were talking about this before, kind of taking like the Southwest route across the country from Maryland, like down through New Orleans, actually, Joey, and up around the
Awesome.
Four Corner states. And so we spent, I've been to Santa Fe on trips like that several times, and it's a gorgeous area. It's just such a wonderful place, and I would love for my kids to experience that. So if we're getting in a car, probably someplace like Santa Fe, maybe Mesa Verde, if we want to, hit up another Colorado spot. But there's just a lot around here that we can drive to within like 6 to 8 hours that we could make a nice week of if we decide not to get on a plane, for our next trip.
That's awesome. Ryan, you got to get off the island at some point. Where would you go next once you can get off the island?
If I can't drive anywhere for one.
You could try.
Yeah, I could try.
Definitely try.
That'd be weird, but yeah.
Asian man that calls himself Asian Tony Stark found dead in Pacific Ocean. Yeah.
Well, you took the fun out of that.
Yeah.
That was like an uncomfortable laugh.
Never mind. In all honesty, though, I would probably just go to Maui because at least it's close enough. It's only a half-hour flight. Michi and I have been talking about going there for a few years now. Her mom is actually from Maui originally, and so her grandparents are buried on Maui. So I think it'd be a good opportunity for us to just get away from our normal way of life here because we live 3 miles away from Waikiki, So we're always within that vicinity. So going to Maui would be good. There's a lot of good places to eat. We could go see her grandparents, pay our respects because I've never been there before. So I would really love to do that myself and just get away from the typical everyday life here in Honolulu. And let's be honest, we've all been stuck at home now for about 2.5, going on 3 months, and anywhere would be better for at least just a few days, right?
Yes.
So even though it's still home, it's not really home.
Right. I gotcha.
Aside from that, Japan, because I'm still very salty about that.
Make that trip back up for sure.
Yeah, it still burns a lot.
Yeah. I think for me, I honestly, like with this whole COVID thing, I would not be comfortable flying for a while. I think it would take a something quite serious or something very, very, very important for me to fly in the next little while. But definitely for road trip wise, I would definitely like to go. Before all this stuff happened, my wife and I were planning. We usually take Banner up to Whistler. It's like 2.5 hours away, up in the mountains. We usually stay there for a weekend and stuff. And I think that would be like probably as soon as things start lifting, that would be like the first place we go for a weekend. Is probably just do that drive up to Whistler. It's such a beautiful mountain road, kind of winds all the way up and down up the mountain. So that would be definitely the first place I would go. If it would be a little bit further, I would think probably Banff, like as Clint mentioned. Let Banner run free there with the Bears. I'm sure he'd love that. So I think that would definitely be where I would go if I could once this stuff clears up. Hopefully soon, because I'm getting sick of this.
We're all seriously
getting real sick of this.
Indeed.
Yes.
It's time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready for our con vacations again.
Right?
Yes. Me too.
It's not going to be the same, but it'll be welcome. Definitely welcome to see everybody again.
Oh yeah, if it's open, I'm heading out to San Diego next summer, like without a doubt.
Yeah. If you have to walk, there's just like 3 steps. Right?
Yeah.
3 steps for the tree.
3 steps for the tree.
Hoping ECCC happens in the spring too. Hoping things.
I actually would like. That's where
that'd be
nice.
nice. Yeah, that'd be a nice one to go to.
If I had to bet, I would say that'd be the first because October and NYCC is just way too soon considering everything in New York City and what they're doing with the Javits Center.
The location hurt that tremendously.
And
if it was somewhere else, maybe.
Absolutely.
They haven't canceled that yet, right?
They haven't
Not that I know
officially
of.
canceled it, but any logical person would think, okay, there's a lot of ill people in New York City, and what they're using the Javits Center for is a temporary medical center. I'm like, no, it doesn't sound the best idea.
I don't think Reed Pop's officially canceled the second go round of ECCC or
They have not
SWC yet.
Yeah.
I don't think so either.
Star Wars Celebration's still not officially canceled yet. So
Yeah.
Jeez.
I
I'm
wouldn't
not-
expect anytime soon.
I'm not saying this to badmouth Reed Pop in any way, but if you compare them to CCI is the company that throws WonderCon and Comic-Con International, or SDCC as we know it, right? they are a non-profit business. ReedPop is a for-profit business. So if you compare the two companies and you look at their business strategies, that makes total sense as to why they have not officially canceled them yet, because they're still hoping to play their cards right, make some money back, because obviously they lost a whole lot with Emerald. A whole lot. Yeah.
I wonder if also there's some kind of I know we're getting off topic here, but I wonder if there's some kind of insurance thing or some kind of,
there is.
there's some stipulations for when they can recoup their money for pushing it forward again. So I'm sure there's definitely something. There's no way that they're going to be able to host that event in August.
I think that's why Emerald City was canceled like the week before, was because of that reason.
Yeah. So
Acts of God, not covered in contracts.
Yeah, oddly enough, it should be. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, reminiscing, talking about vacations, and just hearing everyone and what they kind of want to do once this is all over, and hopefully sooner than later. Once this is all over, we can all gather together finally at a convention or something like that, or even we'll just all go to Colorado, because it sounds like there's some really good places to eat in Colorado.
Come on down.
We could just go there.
We'd love to
and
have
hang
you
out.
here.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we know somebody that has a cabin.
Yeah,
That's what I hear.
I think her name's Meh. Is that right?
Meh.
Meh.
We're looking for Meh. Have you seen Meh?
We'll just show up to Colorado and be like, is meh? We're looking for meh.
Yeah. Yeah, we go great.
Stupid kids. What are you talking about?
But with that, Joey, what time is it?
It's game time. This week's game is called, it's actually named after Clint. It's called Monumental Failure. So,
Ouch.
Yikes.
You guys got to play without me. I'm out.
Well, the game's finished now, and Clint's lost.
Yeah. I got
Clint
the
loses a
score right.
game. Bingo square.
I'm trying to get in his head to benefit the rest of y'all so he doesn't win again. So I'm going to name a famous monument. It could be a monument from anywhere in the world. You'll need to buzz in and name the city that it's located in.
Oh, crap.
If you get it right, you earn 10 points. If you get it wrong, you will lose 10 points. Whoever has the most points at the end of the 20 rounds gets to pick the category for the final trivia question, where you can bet as little or as much of the points as you've accumulated. But if you are in the negative, obviously you will not be able to compete in the final round. Any questions?
But if you have 0 points, you can't compete either, right?
If you have Ryan points, that is correct. You cannot compete
Hey,
with just
suck it,
Ryan
Trebek.
points.
Suck
You
it,
can't
Trebek.
bet Ryan. Ryan plus Ryan equals Ryan. Just remember that.
My mind is blown.
All right, here we go. First monument. Statue of Liberty. Clint.
That is in New York. New York City.
Very good. Correct. Second monument. Number 2. Eiffel Tower. Clint.
Why are you beating me?
Paris, France.
That is correct. Very good. Next one. Number 3. St. Basil's Cathedral.
Yeah, that I don't know.
All of a sudden, no one.
No one's willing to guess this one.
Yep. Time is up. That is Moscow.
Moscow.
Wow.
That makes sense.
Next one. The Great Sphinx.
That's right.
No,
No,
I'm
no,
no,
Clint.
shows you
Sorry.
show up first. That's why I'm like,
I
I'll
it's
take
in,
it if you want to give it to me. That's fine.
It's in Cairo, Egypt.
No, Giza.
No. Giza, damn it.
So that will be a -10 for
Ooh.
Clint.
Worked out in my favor. I would have said the same thing, so I would have got it wrong.
Yeah, I would have said the same thing too.
Yeah. Unless my information was wrong. But
No,
you
I
can
don't think it is.
No, I
You
think
can
you're right.
Google it and find out.
Yeah.
Square.
Next one. The Taj Mahal. Oh, another one nobody knows.
I don't know the exact
I
city
didn't-
that's
The
fine.
city's gonna throw me
I
off.
know
Yeah.
what it looks like.
Yeah,
The
I didn't know
city-
this one either.
Yeah,
And
the
I
city's
maybe
gonna throw me off.
I may be mispronouncing it, but it's spelled Agra, Agra, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Makes
All right.
sense.
Agra.
Well, we'll believe you. We believe
Or
you.
Agra, like Agrabah. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, number 6. Big Ben. Clint again.
Big Ben is in London.
Very good. Correct.
So Clint's gonna play the final round by himself.
I
That's
know.
actually my strategy right now.
I tried to help you out. I tried to get in his head early, but it didn't work.
Yeah,
Apparently.
it's not working.
If anything, it built up his confidence.
Somehow.
Number 7, Christ the Redeemer.
I want to guess before you say it, but I'm not going to ring it.
Nate.
Rio de Janeiro.
Very good. That's exactly correct.
Well,
Learn that
Was
from
that
Fast
the
and
name of the
Furious.
statue?
Yes, I was about to say.
Fast and the
I
Furious.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's the name of the statue.
Now I
Yeah,
know what
the
you're
statue.
talking about. I'm like, oh, okay, now I know the
Yeah.
name.
Fast and Furious knowledge coming in handy.
There you
Shout
go.
out to Sully,
Wow.
even though it's not Tokyo
Number-
Drift.
Number 8, the Acropolis.
Yeah, don't know what that is.
I want to
I know
guess.
what it is,
No,
but I'm
I
not
don't.
sure of the city.
Yeah, the city's
Yeah,
right.
same.
Let me know when time's up.
The Acropolis is, you want to guess for no penalty?
Annapolis?
Athens.
Athens. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's somewhere in Greece, but I wasn't
Yeah, it's
actually
Greece,
not
but-
sure if it was gonna be Athens or not.
Okay, next, number 9, Mount Rushmore. Clint again.
Oh shit.
I definitely don't know the city that it's in.
I
know
should
the
know
state.
this. I mean, I know it's the Badlands. What is it? Is it Sioux City?
It is Keystone.
Keystone. Damn.
I'll give you all a breakdown of the points as soon as we do number 10 at the halfway point.
Why is that even necessary right now?
Well, Clint always asks. He wants to know
Because
how-
Clint
how-
needs to know how much points he has. We all have 0.
Yep. All right.
I got
That's not
10.
true. I'll give you the
Ryan
recap in a
points. I
second.
don't know what you're talking about.
Clam down. Number 10,
Clam down.
Trevi Fountain.
Eh.
Excellent. I'm glad Meg answered that.
I got nothing.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
I
you
don't
did
know
put that in.
Trevi Fountain is in
It's in
Rome.
Rome.
Rome. So, at the halfway point, Clint and Nate are tied with 10 points. Ryan has Ryan points, and Meg has Ryan points. So it's literally anybody's game at this point.
Wow.
And y'all should all be ashamed of yourselves and your knowledge of
Yes,
monuments.
yes.
Number 11, the Golden Gate Bridge. Ryan,
San Francisco.
very good. That's correct. You no longer have Ryan points.
Yes.
The Liberty Bell. Clint,
That would be Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Philadelphia is correct. Very good.
I used to live right down the street from it.
The Gateway Arch. I think Clint has the number typed up and ready to just hit
I was
enter.
like,
That's what I
am
do.
just
Y'all.
not fast
Yeah,
enough.
but he's beating me.
I am
He
behind
is.
trying to do this on my phone.
St. Louis, Missouri.
Correct. Very good, Clint.
Well done.
The CN Tower.
The CN?
Oh,
Toronto.
yeah. I was
Very
thinking,
good.
yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's that one
I've been
in
off it.
Canada.
If
Yeah.
I got that one wrong, Ryan Gosling
I've
would
been
be very
inside.
upset.
Don't disappoint Mr. Gosling.
I think our pals in Toronto would also be very disappointed in you as
Yeah,
a
Gary
Canadian
and
as
Ben
Yeah.
well.
would be very upset with
Yeah.
me.
All right, number 15, Cloud Gate.
That's not real.
Meg.
Chicago.
That's correct. It's better known as what?
It's the bean, you guys.
The bean.
Oh, that thing.
I'm
there
taking
you go.
selfies with it.
Yeah. Okay. See, when you say that, I'm like, oh, okay, I know what that is. now.
Yeah. When you say the bean, then
What
I
the
know.
hell's
I
Cloud
thought
Gate?
Cloud Gate was like in a video game or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was like,
it sounds
is this
like-
some kind of Deep Space Nine?
Is it
Star
some place
Trek?
where you upload all your Facebook data?
This is a Star Trek question.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings. Middle Earth.
Number 16, USS Arizona Memorial. Ryan.
If I get
You
this
better get
wrong,
that.
yeah, Honolulu.
Yeah.
Honolulu's correct.
Which random fact I've still never been to, and I'm born and
Really?
raised here. Yes.
Man,
Is that a
you need to
beach?
get
Is
out
that
there.
why you haven't been there?
It's too close to the beach.
I think we can all agree if you are born and raised somewhere, you take for granted
Right.
a lot of the
Yeah.
places.
Oh, yeah,
So,
for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
I
Meg
mean,
addressed it earlier with their
but
DC,
if you
yeah.
guys come to visit, I'll be glad to take you.
It'll be a reason for you to go.
Yes,
That's
so,
right.
But moving
There you
on
go.
with the game.
Number 17, Lincoln Memorial. Meg.
Washington, D.C.
Very
Where I'm
good.
from.
There you go.
Number 18, the Piazza San Marco.
Our international geography is bad. Really.
Yeah, I did have some in there.
I don't
We're
know the
down for the
city.
count.
It is Venice.
Oh, the Venice, damn it. That's what I was
Oh.
thinking too.
Nice.
Oh, well.
Number 19, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Clint,
That'd be DC.
that is incorrect. Meg,
Really?
tell him where it is.
Really?
Arlington, right?
Oh, Meg, you didn't know? Yeah,
I
it's
was gonna say it's
Arlington.
Arlington, Virginia.
Yes!
I was gonna say it's actually across.
Yes.
I knew
it's across
something.
the
It is
water.
Arlington.
Well played, sir.
I feel proud
Even
that
if
I
you
knew that
buzzing.
one.
I figured that one would trip somebody up. I'm glad it was Clint.
It was
Number.
That
I
was a
love you,
good
Clint.
dingus. I like
Yeah, I
that.
can tell.
Number 20, last one, and it's literally tied across the board. Everybody's got 20 points, by the
Wow.
way.
Wow. All right.
This has been the closest one I think we've done. Number 20 is St. Peter's Cathedral.
Just look on
And,
right.
and I'll give you all a hint.
I don't know
this
the
one
city.
is technically a city and its own country.
Yeah, damn it.
Ryan,
The Vatican.
Vatican City is correct.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
That was a
well
good
Thank you for the
played,
one.
hint. Thank you, because that helped.
No
I'm
problem.
Like, oh yeah.
So Ryan is actually in the lead. So Ryan gets to choose the category. I'm going to tell Ryan what the categories are before everybody wagers. And Ryan, you don't tell us which one you're picking. That way you've kind of got a leg up as far as you know what the category is.
Okay.
Everybody understand? Okay, so Ryan, your 3 categories to pick from, and again, don't say it out, are European, Christmas, and Vegas. And I'm just leaving it at that.
We all know which one he's going to pick.
Okay,
true.
we'll see. We'll see. If you haven't picked up on what the theme was, though, it may not be what you think it is. All right, so you've got to the count of 5 to all hit your wager into the computer at the same time.
And
So
we're
I'll
all-
say
we're all-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. And on go, you'll hit enter so
Oh.
we know what you're wagering.
I was like, am I supposed to press it now?
Oh, Nate. It's not
All
a math
right.
problem, Nate. Come on.
Here we
Whatever. I
go.
have to wager all my points anyways for a
1,
chance.
2, 3, 4, 5, go. Okay, so Clint has wagered 19 out of his 20
19.
points. Ryan has wagered all 30 of his points. So for those keeping track at home, if he gets it wrong, he will be down to Ryan points. At
Thank
the end.
you. Thank you for the math
Meg
lesson.
has. You're welcome. Nate has wagered all 20 of his points. So, Ryan, would you like to reveal to us which option you chose?
Vegas.
Oh, shock.
Vegas. And all these, did anybody pick up on the theme between European Christmas and Vegas?
They're all National Lampoon movies.
That's exactly correct. Very good, Clint. Okay, so in this National Lampoon movie, this person was the one who ended up loaning Clark money by digging it up out of his yard. You have 30 seconds. I will tell you when to hit enter with your answer. Unless you're all ready to go now. Raise your hand if you're not ready. Oh, okay, Ryan. We'll give you a second.
I don't know that guy's name.
Yeah, I don't either. That's my problem.
Do you know what name?
Clint's gonna win by default because he wagered
1
the least
point.
amount of points, but with 1
Smart.
point, unless he gets it right.
That's called
I-
strategy.
I don't know.
I don't know
It's a
either.
good strat.
That is
It
kind
could
of
I don't
go
know.
anyway.
That's a tough question.
All right, here we're going to go. I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, and then I'll say hit enter, and then you'll type in your answer or hit enter for your answer. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, enter. So the answer from Meg is dingus. That was very close to being the correct answer. Nate and Ryan canceled each other out by both answering hot dog. And
That's good.
Clint, once again, is our winner with the correct
Well
answer
played,
of
sir.
Uncle Eddie. Very good, Clint. You win.
Even if I got that wrong, I was
winner.
gonna win.
Yeah,
Yes,
Clint was going to
awesome.
win regardless, which is garbage.
I mean, you're not
good
wrong,
job.
but
Clint's
If it
on
were
a
facts
crazy
about
streak right
Vegas
now.
and like different things around the city, I think I
Yeah.
would have done okay because that was my
Oh, for sure,
mentality.
same. But not the movie.
Being that I used to live
Well-
there for a year, right?
well, now
Well
Yeah.
played, though, Joey.
would you be willing to read the questions you had for the other two?
Oh yeah, sure.
Just
Okay,
to know,
so-
just curious.
Yeah. So the European question was. Let me bring it back up. I'm sorry, I got out of it. Who was kidnapped in the European vacation movie?
Oh, jeez.
I don't know
Mm.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. Was it
It's-
I need a rewatch.
Ellen.
Ellen? Who was Ellen?
What-
I don't even remember
I
who
don't-
Ellen was in that movie. Okay.
I think Ellen was the daughter, wasn't it?
Is it? I don't know. I don't remember because the
I'd
kid.
have to.
I
I'd
know
have to
Rusty.
Google it.
but
Yeah, Rusty.
the
I
daughter-
think everybody remembers Rusty.
no, the
and Uncle
daughter's
Eddie
Aubrey,
Clark.
isn't it? It's
I
isn't
don't know.
it
I'd have to look it back
Rusty
up.
and Aubrey? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Interesting. I'm glad that wasn't it. No, it was a Christmas.
And
one.
what about Christmas? Yeah?
The Christmas one was. This is the one I was hoping you would pick, actually, because this was my favorite one. In Christmas Vacation, Cousin Eddie referred to a gift that Clark received from his company as the gift that keeps on giving. To what was Eddie referring?
Jelly of the Month Club?
Jelly of the Month Club is correct.
So Clint would have.
It's a good thing I didn't choose
Clint would have
Christmas.
had it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you
Yeah,
knew this one
Clint
anyway. The
still
only one
won.
you didn't know
Yes,
was
so-
European.
Yeah.
Yep. And he still would have won by 1 point.
By
Yeah.
1 point. Yeah.
I do want to know who Ellen was.
He played y'all.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah,
it was smart. It was smart.
But he
Joe-
wouldn't have
Joey, that
known.
was good as always.
I guess he had an idea
Oh, thank
about what the theme was when he heard all three of them. So
Well,
Hey,
thank
you know
Joey.
what helped is the order he said them in, because those are the order they were released.
Yeah.
Like Chris, if he would have like mixed them up, I might not have gotten it. Anyway.
SMRT.
Yes, Joey, that was as always good. Your games,
Thank
the bar is high and it stays there. Nice job.
Indeed.
There you go. Very high. So high we
Meg,
can't
I'm
reach
sorry.
it.
I'm sorry to take that victory away from our guest. That wasn't-
No,
He's not sorry.
I will concede.
He's not sorry.
I will
Austin,
never win
you
on
someday.
National Lampoon. It's been 20 years.
And then Gary won one too.
Gary did win.
Yeah, I think Gary won. Yeah.
I thought
Two
Gary
boys
told us he
won.
didn't win. We thought he win.
He didn't win the
Actually,
first
you're-
time, but he won the second time. I
Yeah,
think.
and Kelly
that's
just
right.
wiped the floor with us when she played.
I was gonna say Kelly won. I remember
Yeah,
that.
Kelly
Yeah,
kicked her
Kelly-
No,
ass.
Kelly didn't wipe the
Oh,
floor with us. She just knew the song.
No,
Screwed
Kelly
me in
kicked
the
her
end.
ass.
Well, just because I had negative 6,000 points didn't mean she kicked my ass.
You're hanging out with Nate too much. You and these math
Hey,
issues.
it's good
man.
math. Lost by 6,000 points.
Yay,
That's
math.
a close. It's
Yay,
a
math.
close loss.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we were joking about bringing on past guests to do just a trivia show, and I think that'd be really fun one day if we
Oh, that
could,
would be fun to do.
we could
so.
do that.
We should,
we got to figure a way to do that.
Get them all on Zoom and then stream
Yeah.
it live on Mixer.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
We can
So,
do it.
I love it.
We'll get them together. We'll do that. That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So thank you, Meg, for hanging out with us today, talking vacations.
Of course, it's an honor, you
hanging
guys.
out.
I've been a fan since the beginning, so I really,
Well, thank
I
you.
really appreciate.
And we
the
appreciate your
invite.
support, Meg.
Meg, where
Yeah,
can
we
people
definitely-
find you, like your unboxing videos and all your fun photography?
Yeah, I mean, most of my stuff will be on Twitter, so you can find me at Eggstalker. That's STOCKER for all of those paying attention. But most of my photography is on Instagram. I typically use Twitter for things like unboxings and Funko or collectible related stuff, and then Instagram for things like Colorado photography and Funko as well, and cats and kids.
Well,
So,
I know Nate's mentioned this to you before, but we do love your stories of
Yes.
the quarantine life and seeing you
Thank
guys make me
you.
jealous
Day
of all the fun you're
86
having.
today. So yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to, Mountain Music Meg is actually what it is on Instagram. I think as Mountain Meg was taken by someone else. So find me at Mountain Music Meg every night. I post the stories of the day, counting up the number of days that we've been in self quarantine, and I think we're at 86 today. So feel free to tune in and see what we did. We had fun there.
Awesome. Yeah. So as we race towards episode 50 as well, Clint shouted out the bingo card that we're doing for 50. So we want you guys to get involved with that. Clint, you want to plug that real quick one more time before
So again, I believe it's podcastbingo.com/dorksman50 is where you can find a blank bingo card. What we want to do is fill out that card, have you fill out that card however you feel fit. It can be with squares that you'd like to see, squares you've liked to see in the past, squares, whatever. We're happy with whatever you fill out. Then you'll send us a copy of that. Either take a picture with your phone if you print it out, or if you want to do it, as a JPEG, whatever the case, dorksmen@gmail.com. Have it to us before episode 50, and we will be happy to talk about it, I'm sure, a lot, and we'll share our favorites, and we want you to fill it out while the episode's going on. And prizes are going to be announced, but again, everyone will get something who enters the contest.
There you go. Enter, please. It's a lot of fun. We love your interactions, and we love your support, whoever's listening out there. So, yeah. Does anyone have anything else they want to add before we wrap it up this week?
I would say they have 3 weeks. Sorry, Joey.
Ryan, you never have anything to say. And then the one time I have something to say, Ryan's got something to say. Jeez. Go ahead, Ryan.
I was just saying they have 3 weeks. That way it gives us time to sort everything, get through it properly, prep it for 50. So we would just kindly ask if you can please fill it out, have it to us at dorksmen@gmail.com within the next 3 weeks.
Yep, give us some thought. I mean, we guys have some great ideas. That's why I really want to see what you guys come up with, because our listeners have been amazing, and you guys are smart. So show us what you want.
And there's a lot of stuff that we say that are actually not on the cards yet that Andrew has never added. And things have actually evolved a lot since the first episode. Like, for one, there was a point in time where we all wore headwear, and that's something we rarely ever talk about on the podcast today. So just FYI, for today's episode, only Nate and I are wearing a hat. Although we can sub out one of the other two for Meg, since Meg is wearing a hat today. I think we would give that a buy, but still 3 out of 4 is not bingo, right? Actually, sorry, bingo would be 5. Apparently, I'm hanging out with Nate too much, and I can't count either.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway. Sorry.
Anyways, Joey.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Clint. I know I give him crap a lot, but it's all in fun. And I just want to thank him for the just random act of kindness he sent out. He sent me a 3-inch tiny ghost. I missed out on it the last time Poppin' Beards had a restock, and it also came with a bronze coin. So big thank you, sir, for that. That was really nice of you, and I really appreciate it. He's been added to the shelf with the other 3-inch tiny ghost I have.
Love the 3 inches, but I was looking through today. I love the 5 inches more still. Anyway, they're great.
That's what she said.
Tiny ghost. Yes, it
is. But also, one more thing. Yeah, exactly. That's how we do it. But one more thing, Joey, it's your birthday coming up this week, and it'll be before we record next. So, preemptive happy birthday from us to you. You did get a gift from us way too early, but I know you're holding on to it.
That's fine. I'm going to open it up and I'll post about it on my birthday.
Please do. I'm excited.
I'm excited for you to see it.
So. I'm excited to see it myself.
Do we actually get him the right thing? Is it the? Never mind. Anyways, thank you everyone for listening this week. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram, _Dorksmen. Make sure you're following Meg. She's plugged herself. She's hopefully had a wonderful time with us today. So thank you again, Meg, for joining us.
Absolutely. And come hang out with these guys on game night. It's one of my favorite things you guys do.
We do
nights. So
yes,
seriously, come hang out. We always have a good
lost him last week too, and he ended up still being there recording audio. He just bounced out for a minute with his camera.
But if you are listening,
when we take this time to plug the bingo card, game nights on Friday. We'll be on mixer.com, _Dorksmen. And we'll also, you're probably doing some kind of stream on Tuesday or Wednesday with Sully, playing some old
still figuring that out. Well, I think we're going to play some Splatoon this week. So
nice. Splatoon. That's
going to play the little kid version of Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, we got to get back on that Warzone, Joey.
Yes, so everybody can make fun of how terrible I am. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Maybe we should ask people to see what they want us to play. We have some options. We can play that or Rocket League.
Yeah, we had Rocket League.
Meg, what was the Fortnite?
You have more than you just have a Switch, or do you have anything else?
Just have a Switch. That's what
I mean, but I mean, you got the online version now, so she could join us even
I
for.
Do.
Nice.
Shout out to Larry.
For all the other stuff. So.
STS. Guys.
Oh, there's Ryan.
I don't know what happened. It did the same thing like last week. It's been recording, so you guys didn't cut out.
Good. We kept talking.
Yeah, we kept talking.
I could see.
So we knew better.
So,
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
definitely get a Mario Kart night very soon, Meg. I know
That'd be
that's a lot
great.
of fun. Other
Count me
games
in.
too. Cool.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, I think with that, guys,
Yeah, that's my secret. I'm always angry.
Sorry, folks. Earth's closed. The moose out front should have told you.
we're homies.
Please, no gang signs.
Rainbows and sunshine.